So we are here at Brooklyn College, and it is the final selling day. It is May 6th, 2015. And I'm here with my co-founder, my dad, Joe Liebowitz, from the Liebowitz Entrepreneur Program. So another year's gone by. Uh, what do you think about this group?
Oh, this is the most amazing group I've ever encountered. I'll tell you, they really go all out to sell. I think they're all going to become good entrepreneurs in their own right, whatever field they choose to go into. I'm very proud of you and this group. An unusual amount of selling was done by them.
So you started your career as a police officer, but then you became very entrepreneurial during that time. Why don't you tell everybody, how did that start?
Well, I really always wanted to be in the business world, and police work wasn't my endeavor, my calling, but it was a good way to help out people, be instrumental in being caring for people. And as it was after World War II, which I was a medic in the Army, I came out, things weren't that great. There was maybe 5 million soldiers coming out at the same time. It was difficult to get a job, and it was just after the high unemployment, so I took my job as a policeman, took the test, became and did my years, but many years during that time I did work as a salesman. I did sold for a company who sold chain link fences. But I didn't care too much in that field. My thing was fashion. My fashion world was always in my calling, I
How
felt.
did you get into fashion?
Well, because we dealt with a lot of women, and all they seemed to be interested in jewelry. And I just happened to go into one factory, and this guy was selling earrings and rings, and he was a manufacturer. So he talked me into taking out some stuff on consignment, and I did that. And I decided, I said, maybe it'd be a good idea if I bring some earrings into the first store, get a rack, buy a rack, and put these earrings on, and started off with one store just by on consignment. And I took a rack of earrings, a rack of rings, and I was often calling. I was often running because the guy, I went into areas that there was a lot of girls who were interested in fashion, and there wasn't many people selling jewelry at a very low price. I felt I can compete with Macy's, compete with any store. I felt my overhead was very low. So I started in that business, and before I know it, they started selling. And then I went into Providence and bought earrings directly from the manufacturer. And the manufacturer would give me a special price for coming in with CASH, which everyone loved. And before I know it, I had about 40 stops, and I started incorporating other types of jewelry items, children's items, kiddie items, other items that dealt with men's items. And before I know it, then I opened an outdoor stand, and I got Ted interested in it. He seemed to be like the fashion world too. So we had one indoor, and he started off by opening up a flea market in Queens Plaza, and did exceptionally well for Christmas. You get key is getting good faith with manufacturers, that they trust you and they believe in you, that you can pay your bills. That's the key, is selling and paying your bills, and having good faith. Good handshake is better than anything else in life, having trust in someone. And he did exceptionally well in that field, and so he liked the entrepreneur world as well. And before you know it, he was starting to get involved with that, and he went on to bigger and better things. And I did as much as I could at that stage. I was a little too old to start pursuing this, or I gave it up and let him continue on. That's about the story of my life at this point. Now I'm just volunteering each year, helping him try to teach students how to display merchandise, how to buy it, and how to sell it, and how to close a sale. That's the key, closing a sale. And that's the close of life. Thank you.
Would you mind answering the first question again while I have you here? Just how is this class?
The class started.
How this group of this class? You talk about the group again.
Well, the starting of the class was that he tried to give back to Brooklyn College. I always told him the best thing in life is to give back in college. So he approached apparently the president of the college, who let him start an entrepreneur class, and then we all went into the city he got guest speakers, and he had each one in different fields. Now, aside from jewelry, there's selling in the real estate. He did people who are good in math, people who are good in accounting. He had different people in all walks of life who were successful, and he each week he brought another one to speak about how they were successful in their field. And before you know it, one class led into another class, and he reached out to students to get into his class. And next week we'll be having a party graduating this group. Hopefully they've learned a lot from their buying, selling, and learning about how to get onto the internet, which is more advanced than I ever did, and selling through the internet, which is a major portion of the selling in today's market.